A glimpse into the future from right here in Dubai. This is DXB Today.
Hello and welcome. The World Government Summit just ended on a high note, and we're rolling straight into Thriving Thursday to explore businesses and entrepreneurs who are pushing the boundaries of art and technology.
And of course, Dubai is at the center of it all. The world's top entrepreneurs and creative talents are flocking to the city to find inspiration and bring their ideas to life.
They don't just call it the world's innovation hub for nothing. So guys, what were your favourite parts and highlights of the World Government Summit?
I must say it was Elon Musk's 2.0 dialogue, his philosophy on education, that 12 years are enough, and that AI should have regulations in their use.
I mean, for me, definitely, I think it's the celebrity advocacy. It's, you know, big names, big faces showing up, spreading the important message, because it really gets, I think, the younger generations.
Today, I'm very excited to be here and co-hosting DXB Today.
Well, I can't wait to talk about the future of entrepreneurship with Ray. But first, let's take a look at how technology is revolutionising art.
That's right. The Theatre of Digital Arts in Dubai is changing the way we experience famous paintings with its Being Van Gogh exhibition. We've sent Dua down to the Madinat Jumeirah to check it out.
Hi guys, I am down at Madinat Jumeirah at the Theatre of Digital Art, where I'm about to experience a Van Gogh exhibition in a digital form. I am here at the Theatre of Digital Art with the Managing Director, Daria. Daria, I love this concept. It is digital, it is theatre, it is immersive. So tell us a little bit more about how this started, where it came from, where the idea came from.
So TODA started 2.5 years ago in the middle of pandemic, and we were the first digital art space in the UAE. So originally the concept was to showcase most renowned classical art shows in the space, but a year ago we changed direction and decided to diversify our program. Right now TODA is about immersive concerts every night, immersive new media exhibitions, classical shows, family activities, even meditations.
I love that. So we're here today specifically for the Being Van Gogh exhibition. Can you tell me a little bit about this exhibition and how you're showcasing it in a digital format?
Being Van Gogh is one of our most popular shows, loved by kids and adults likewise. Basically, it's a story of a genius told by himself in 360. What makes this show unique is that visitors not only see the artworks, but also Van Gogh himself telling about his life, writing letters to his brother, and basically revealing the whole drama of the most famous artists of 20th century.
It's been an amazing experience down here at the Theatre of Digital Art. If you haven't done so already, get yourselves down here and book an immersive digital experience. And highly recommend the Van Gogh exhibition.
Well, mesmerizing to the eyes, and now that's something you just can't miss. So make sure you grab your tickets, as the Van Gogh exhibition is running till the 28th. Now, I want to move to Ray on this one. Ray, how are startups using technology to disrupt other industries?
Hey guys, well, first of all, thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. At STEP, we've hosted startups for the last 11 years. This is the 11th year of STEP. Hundreds of them that have come out of the region. Many of them have become very successful and have really done a lot of great work in terms of providing value and services to Dubai and the entire region. There's been a lot of disruption over the last decade. I would say you feel it and see it in your day-to-day life, and that's what these startups are doing. So whether it's, you know, the most known is Kareem, but you also have a lot of other companies that are providing great services that you use to do your laundry or to book a certain service or to book a seat in a restaurant. So technology is really about optimizing and making our life more efficient and better, and that's what a lot of the companies and startups here in the region have been doing.
Amazing. Now, if you've got an idea that can change the world, our next guest can help you turn that into a successful business. Please welcome the CEO of Bolt Consultancy, Aya Sadr. Aya, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, allow me to start with this question. I've seen hackathons being practiced a lot in the government, of course, and NGOs. How they discover youth, how they help them, of course, incorporate their talents. How does that help, whether in a private sector or a government sector, and with governance?
Definitely. So we've launched hackathons here in the UAE almost a decade ago, almost the same time STEP was born. And the objective was really to engage the youth and really, I would say, engage them not just in terms of generating new ideas, but also to work more closely with the private sector as well as the government. Okay. What the government and private sector are both having, I would say, a blind spot on is what innovation is available. What are people working on today? Technology is growing at an exponential rate as we know it, and STEP is a great testament to kind of see these new ideas that are born. But what about the people with the ideas, the youth that are really striving to do more? This is the best, I would say, playground to really host this opportunity. So hackathons that I would say bring entrepreneurs, youth together to ideate and come up with ideas of the future. This is really where the idea was born. So we're very proud to be hosting Startup Weekend now for the 7th year in a row here in the UAE. And on March 3rd to 5th, we'll be hosting ADYC's Techstars Startup Weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's really exciting, and it's coming up, and we really encourage a lot of youth to apply and join us there.
What do you have planned for Startup Weekend?
So we're hosting this for the Early Childhood Authority. It's one of the first, I would say, weekends we've ever hosted in the UAE that's really championed by a government entity. And the objective is to really encourage more people to think about learning disabilities, to think about how parents can influence and support the youth that are not, I would say, experiencing education the same as other kids. So it's a very, I would say, emotional, very important aspect that parents can really benefit from, schools can really benefit from, and ultimately our entire society.
Let's talk about the technology advancements that we've literally just had in the space of 6 months. ChatGPT. Okay, let's just get straight into it. The elephant in the room. It has such an impact now on the way startups are really doing things. So Ray, I'd love to ask you actually, how is it made it easier? Do they have an advantage now, startups in tech?
Generally I hate buzzwords, but I have to say that ChatGPT is not just another buzzword. There have been a lot of buzzwords flying around the last few years, but ChatGPT is much more than that. We actually ran an outdoor campaign the last 2 weeks that was entirely produced in terms of copy by ChatGPT. We basically, we created first the taglines ourselves, and then we weren't happy with them, so we decided to give it a try, and it was a lot better, it was a lot funnier in many ways. So we actually ended up going with that. And then, our staff's kind of like using it, not because they're asked to, but because they're actually seeing a lot of benefit from it, and it optimizes their time, it cuts their time required to do a certain task. So I think there's a lot of ways that you could use that in your day-to-day to get things done, whether you're a company or you're a lawyer, even developers. By the way, one of the things that ChatGPT does, which I don't think many people do, you can feed it code, like an actual code, and you can ask it to edit it or find mistakes in a code that you write. You can feed it a legal clause and ask it to correct that.
I do have a question, of course. As the World Government Summit ended, there was a question about AI. Elon Musk said there should be regulations on artificial intelligence. And what I want to ask, if these regulations were implemented, how can you keep up with startups and by using their accelerators, of course, to boost their businesses?
Yeah, so definitely actually leveraging what Ray was mentioning about AI and allowing for coders to also develop code using ChatGPT. I think it's such a unique opportunity to also involve ChatGPT into these types of hackathons. So I think what ChatGPT is essentially doing, and I think there's sort of the essay joke, the introduction, the few points, and then the conclusion of how ChatGPT actually speaks to you when you ask it any question. So what I love is it's a framework, right? And maybe from a consultant's perspective, frameworks are super critical because they allow you to begin, structure, and then conclude on something. So I think what's really important as well for the youth who are actually tackling hackathons is, where do I start? And ChatGPT is such a great enabler. It's just that catalyst moment that says, well, we've already started, right? So as soon as you ask that question, it starts typing. And there's nothing more powerful than that for the youth who sometimes we feel they're
timid. Do you think it can be scary
timid.
though? Do you think it can
intimidate?
Like in general, like I'm a bit like a little bit scared, I'd say, of AI in general.
The future of AI.
What could happen, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there is that scared factor, but I think knowledge is power, right? So to use it to the best advantage. So I want to thank you so much for being here with us here today and giving us such a great insight. Right, we're going to be taking a very short break, but when we come back, we will be changing gears and looking at why it is equally important for businesses to slow things down. Stay with us.
So welcome back. And running a successful business isn't always easy. It's very important to slow down every once in a while and reflect. So Ray, how important is it for entrepreneurs and founders to take some time off and relax?
Good question.
A tough one.
It is a tough one. I think everyone has their own way of dealing with it. I don't believe in full life work balance every day for every period of your life. I'll tell you the way I do it, which worked for me as a founder, and then again each founder has their own way. My way is that I feel that some periods is when you really have to work very late hours. You have a certain problem you're trying to solve. Something is going on, so you have to give it your all in. And then some periods things are more relaxed, so you can actually focus more on your family or your friends or whatever. So it's really these different periods, and these periods where things are slower is when you can take a deep breath, you can relax and recharge to get back into it.
I think self-awareness, very important with stuff like that, absolutely. Well, look, Ash has found the perfect place in the heart of Jumeirah where you can unwind and recharge with a very healthy meal. Let's take a look.
This Thriving Thursday, I'll be thriving at Seva Table, a cafe and wellness center that has sustainability at the heart of its business. With an entirely plant-based menu and furniture made of only recycled material, this place is somewhat of a secret garden. So today I'm joined by the founder of Seva Table, Shadi and Bashi. Shadi, I love the vibe of this place. It is so relaxing, so calming. I feel zen already, I must say.
Thank you for the compliment.
I want to know a little bit more about Seva Table and why sustainability is important to you.
So Seva Table is one of our branches of the Seva experience, which is our cafe. It's the first plant-based cafe in the Middle East that is 100% gluten-free, sugar-free. We are part of nature. That harmony with nature is very important, not for us to sustain nature as much as to sustain our race as part of nature.
I intend to have the full Seva experience today, which starts off with, of course, food. Now, you boast of having a 100% plant-based menu, and I'm going to try some of your dishes. Before I do, can you please tell me this beautiful spread that you have for me today?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll start with the juice to your right. This is our signature juice. It's called Sunshine. It's a mix of pineapple and orange and other ingredients which we prepare daily and from the fresh ingredients that we have. And then we have an array here. We start with the zucchini parpadelli, bringing richness of European flavors into our menu.
Seva is 3 experiences, right? It's not just the food. It's the food, the wellness, and the retail, which we'll get to in just a bit.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the wellness.
Wellness aspects that we offer is the regular yoga and meditation classes, which are happening daily. Our meditation is very much focused on sound healing, which is very easy. You just walk into the experience, and then we allow the facilitator to play the instruments and allow the sound to do its intelligence in harmonizing the body, distressing the mind, calming the nervous system.
Now, one thing I've noticed about the people over here is there's a lot of sustainable fashion because you have a wonderful retail shop over here, which I'm dying to visit. Shall we?
Of course.
Okay, let's do that.
Of course.
Seva Stories, an ethical concept store inspired by and for living in harmony with Mother Earth and present moment. So I'm on my final wing of my experience here at Seva, and this is of course their ethical concept store. Shadi, as soon as you walk in, the first thing that hit me is the smell of incense burning. It's such a calming feeling, and of course the beautiful jewelry that you have here. Tell us a little bit more.
Our shop is called Seva Stories, and the reason is every product has a story. And this is a way to uplift the consumer's experience. So like you mentioned, the incenses and the smudging bundles and all the Palo Santo sticks are items that we use constantly in the shop, in the cafe, in the wellness center upstairs. In the backside, we have the crystals and the tinctures, which are also produced from farms and farmers we know directly. So the whole idea here is to bring all these pieces of what we consider in the retail field and offering them to the community over here in Dubai.
Shadi, I've learned so much just being here today. I feel like I just took a trip to Bali or India or someplace exotic like that. I've learned so much, I've experienced so much. Thank you so much for having me here today.
With pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
My time here at Seva has unfortunately come to an end, and what we've come to learn is that with consumers choosing to support planet-friendly businesses, companies that have sustainability at the core will continue to thrive.
Well, now I know where I'm going to be recharging next. Thank you, Ash. Next, our guest has cracked the code to work-life balance in Dubai's fast-paced life. She's the founder of an innovative employee well-being startup. Here's Melis Abakyoglu. Welcome to the show. And you've got a wonderful startup. Tell us about Wellbe. Started in 2019. What's it all about?
Sure. I'll start with the founder story, and then I'll tell a little bit about the platform itself. So the whole story started with me studying in the US, and then I went back to Turkey, where I'm from. And both of my parents are doctors, so I got into healthcare. After 5 years of healthcare, it was fantastic, touching people's lives, helping people heal. But I thought, could there be more to this? Could we help people thrive instead of merely just being okay? So with that idea, Wellbe's was formed about 11 years ago now.
Yeah. And so tell us more about the app itself. Yeah. What is it? How can people get involved? And what is the goal?
Yeah, so it's an app for corporates, right? Like if you own a business and if you want your people to be well, and every business owner wants their people to be well, not just because it means productivity, less people leaving your work, but also because it's our responsibility as employers to make sure to look after the employees' well-being. So the platform works directly with human resources managers, and then it's then through them, paid by them, opened up to employees.
Well, this is really interesting because you're also a speaker, and this is where this really ties in beautifully, because you're a speaker on the wellness stage at STEP. I think your wellness stage was created in 2020, I believe. So you really shifted that focus in the workplace, didn't you?
Correct, yeah. So we added the wellness track to STEP conference in 2020, which was right before when COVID started. We didn't know that. It was, during COVID, and Visaka speak about that. The whole, uptake and demand and interest in wellness and feeling better just massively, exploded around the world, and people really wanted to engage with this stuff. So, and since then, even at that time, there was a lot of interest, and we've kept growing the track. This year, we're introducing earth track along the wellness track as well, tying in sustainability as well.
I love that. I love STEP so much.
So how has STEP evolved over the years?
Oh, we've come a long way. This is the 11th. Next week is going to be the 11th edition for STEP conference. We started with 100 people conference here in Dubai in 2012, where the startup ecosystem was really almost non-existent at that time. Even 2 years later or 3 years later in 2015, there was only about 4 or 5 venture capitalists that are known in the Middle East and Dubai. And now you've got hundreds. Next week, for example, we're hosting 400 startups that are going to be showcasing during the event, all the way from a handful of startups back in the day. So not only we grew, but the entire ecosystem and the entire space has grown with us. And it's really, the chicken and the egg sometimes when within an ecosystem, when you need both in order for an entire ecosystem to thrive. And both have been growing every year.
Which brings me to this. Mental wellness, especially for an employee, is one thing and a great place to work is another. But Melis, when we talk about this, how did you incorporate technology and AI into mental wellness together?
Okay, sometimes we joke about this in our workplace. We almost have 100 employees, and we say like we're trying to crack the code to happiness here, and we really are. Like the AI in the background tries to understand your preferences based off of what you're reading inside the platform, what you're consuming in terms of like meditations, or are you more the workout at home type of person? We're looking into that, and AI is predicting what type of person you are and what would make you better. So I'll give you an example. The other day, I opened up my own app and selected that I did not sleep well. Automatically, it told me, stop doing your nightly exercises. It's disturbing your sleep.
Self-learning.
Wow.
I was like, oh, damn, I should stop having my phone on me, like, because I had a run on the marina.
That really
And so now
helps,
you know. Yeah.
I've had the Aura ring. I've been using it.
I've heard that's amazing.
And it really
also,
helps, make you more kind of like aware and conscious of.
I think it's really important. I like the two worlds colliding. So, Melis, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to hear you speak at STEP next week. And Ray, thank you once again for guest co-hosting, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for you. See you all at STEP conference.
Absolutely, can't wait.
Well, let's take a quick break before diving deeper into the world of art and music in Dubai. Be back in a bit.
Welcome back to DXB Today. On today's show, we are joined by singer-performer Alexa Bash. Alexa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. Great to be
Now,
here.
I've had the privilege of seeing you perform before. Can you tell the people at home more about your music and what you do?
Well, I started to sing when I was 17 years old, and it's a long journey which brought me to Dubai. And I came to Dubai 4 years ago, and 2 years ago I recorded my first debut album. It was my dream. Yeah, and the album is called Dark Angels.
Wow.
Yeah,
and how would you best describe your music then?
I think it's very personal, a bit niche. Pop music with electronic fusion style. Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Okay, so where can people find you and your music if they want to stream it?
It's Spotify, Apple Music, and Grammy, all of the, I think, music platforms, and also YouTube and Instagram.
You're on Instagram as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, we're very excited to see you perform, so I'm going to let you get ready. But I believe, Yusuf, you have a nice little reminder for our viewers at home.
Indeed, we've seen a lot today, Mimi, from immersive digital art experiences to quiet hideaways in the middle of Jumeirah. If you come across an experience in the city that you think we should know about, make sure to tag us in your socials using the hashtag DXB Today, and we may just feature it on the show.
Well, that's it for tonight, but don't forget to tune in tomorrow to catch the best tips on how to spend your weekend in Dubai. Alexa, you ready?
As I count from 1 to 10, she starts to surrender to herself. place we don't want to go, but we have chosen to go out there. She said she's afraid of dying alone. All I see is darkness within myself. Yeah. Falling into deep. I'm falling into the well, sinking in myself over again, over again. Ooh, oh, oh, I'm falling into deep. I'm falling into the well. I'm sinking.